time that I've made a tier list, which is like once or twice, I've put him in the A tier. But I mean, good lord, he's like a tank. Now he did used to have replenish. He doesn't have replenish anymore. Now he has legendary shredder rounds. So, you know, I'd still say instead fixer is S tier. Yeah, so I'm thinking the same thing, that Anvil is you know, he's good, you know. So, well, first let me talk about like what I look for, like when I'm making a tier list, like things that I think about. Like obviously, you know what I mean, like can the rogue, you know, perform well? Is the rogue good? Do they have like good perks, you know, but also can they contribute to getting the win? You know, so I think Anvil can do that with like blocking off it, you know, blocking off entry points and whatnot, whether it's team deathmatch or strikeout. Very effective in strikeout, especially depending on the map that you get. So he's a very viable rogue. You said you hear the Tekken music in the background? Oh yeah, that's like my favorite song from Tekken 7. When you're playing on G Corp helipad at night, that's like my favorite one. So taking those things into account when it comes to Anvil, you know, he's a daggone tank. He has bounce back, so he's getting that health back, you know, a lot sooner. He has epic tenacity as well. I'd say he's a pretty solid rogue. You know what I mean? So I'd say Anvil's A tier. What y'all think? I can go back and forth between like A and B, to be honest with you, but I'm not sure if I would put him in the same category as like B tier rogue. So I'd say that Anvil's A tier. Trench and Anvil are king of the hill, most annoying rogues. You said that's your favorite too? Man, it is fire. It is fire. All right, what we think about Canon though? Canon, you know, he got the nerf, right? He got the nerf to his Gatling gun, so now you can't crouch, you know, making yourself harder to use it. But you can still jump with it. You know what I'm saying? You can still jump with it. Let's look at his perks real quick. Ooh boy. So this right here, this is what makes Canon so dangerous. You know what I mean? Like legendary life drain, legendary bulletproof, epic armor. You know what I mean? And he has epic tenacity. So you're looking at a tank as well. The thing that I think that hurts Canon though is he doesn't have anything that helps with like his reload time. You know, like sleight of what is it? Sleight of hand. Is it sleight of hand? I don't even remember if it's called sleight of hand anymore. It's been. Let me look, see if somebody has it. Quick hands, nimble hands. I'm thinking of Call of Duty when I'm talking about some sleight of hand. You know, so I think that's the thing that hurts him. You know what I mean? But again, like tenacity, armor, both of those are epic. Legendary bulletproof and legendary life drain. You know, and if depending on who you're going against, like the skill level of the other team, you know what I mean? Like his Gatling gun isn't really hard to deal with. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, he's actually pretty solid. You know what I mean? I don't think that he's better than Anvil by no means. You know, but I don't think that he's absolutely terrible either. So I'd say that I'd be comfortable putting Canon at B tier. What y'all think? I mean, honestly, you probably could put him at A tier as well. You know, again, him being a tank, you know, you can honestly go back and forth between A and B. Honestly, I'd probably put him at A, you know. I'd say that he's at A. I'm doing good so far? All right, cool. All right, my man Chock, you know. You don't really see Chock too often for whatever reason, but Chock has like one of the best. My friend, when he unlocked her and started enjoying her, he really. Oh, hold on, who are we talking about? Oh, what about Glimpse? She has legendary restock and life drain, padded steps, hunter, basically a disguised monster. Oh, we'll get to Glimpse. Glimpse is Glimpse is pretty good, but yeah, we don't see too many, or at least I don't see too many people playing Chock. You know what I mean? But Chock has like one of the best perks in the game. You know, legendary tenacity, epic life drain, and replenish. There's not too many rogues that's getting both. You know, a boost to their health and a boot. You know, reloading their weapons at the same time. You know what I'm saying? So just based off of that, you know, you got to put him up there. And the fact that, you know, he has access to SMGs as well as shotguns, you know, you throw him on with the knight, you know, my man is going to be cooking. So, but again, I don't know why I don't see Chock too often nowadays. You know what I mean? Yeah, and he has Energize. So, you know, he's able to get his ultimate back a lot sooner as well. Said combined with his ability, as long as Umbra is over Chock. Chock is alright. Bit of redundancy with his perks, but can do work A or B. Yeah, you know, I'm definitely in agreement that he's probably, you know, A tier. Now here's the thing with him, you know, potentially being A tier, we gotta ask ourselves. So let me pull it back up. You know, I'd absolutely say that Chock is better than Canon. Will we put Chock over Anvil though? You know, again, thinking about what he brings to the fight, you know, and the ability to be able to win. Like from a team aspect, you know what I mean? Chock doesn't really have to be, you know, part of the team. But that can also hurt you too. You know what I'm saying? Like you got somebody that's running solo and whatnot. Running around trying to get kills, possibly putting up deaths and all that good stuff. But Anvil, you know, he's going to be part of the teamwork to get the job done. So I'd say he's A tier, but he's better than Canon. But I wouldn't say that he's better than Anvil. Plus Anvil, you know, he's got the LMG and whatnot. You know, you can pull out the Conviction or the Maw and absolutely shred and melt people. So I'd say that he's A tier as well. But I wouldn't put him over Anvil. My girl Dahlia. You know, if this was back in the day, I automatically Anvil utility, being able to cut off pathway for enemy. I put Anvil over Chock. Agreed. Yeah, so I think this is the best place for Chock. Dahlia. That, man, she done got so many nerfs, man. If they don't stop putting this combat knife on my girl. All right, so let's look at Dahlia. So she still has, you know, legendary life drain. She still has legendary bounce back. Even though she doesn't have replenish anymore, she still has quick hands. You know what I mean? She still has epic tenacity. Get that additional headshot damage with rare crack shot. But the versatility of Dahlia, you know what I mean? Being able to play that support rogue, being able to also push, you know what I mean? Play offensive, even play defensive, helping defend the objective. Just her versatility, you know, alone is probably like one of the biggest strengths that she has. I wish she still had the trophy systems, but the pop smoke grenade still works. But and her ability, we can't forget about her ability to be able to, you know, link with another rogue. You know what I mean? Like Dahlia is too adaptable on her own. Add in her passive inheritance, she's too good. Absolutely. You know, that's also the unique thing about Dahlia is, you know, let's say a round, you know, didn't go well, you know, with whatever rogue that you link to. You can kind of adjust on the fly based off of how the other team is playing. So I think it's a no-brainer that we got to throw her in the S tier. All right, next up is Dallas. Dallas, when when I first started playing Rogue Company, I didn't like Dallas at all. You know what I mean? I was not a fan of Dallas, but look at Dallas's perks. He's another one that's got like one of the best perks, you know, I mean, perks in the game. Like this dude's got epic bounce back. You know, he's got the rare armor to help him out. He's got gunsmith and he's got legendary crack shot. As we all know, my man has access to this bad boy, the devotion, you know. But whether you're running the devotion or you're running like the harem, you know, even the Riptide and whatnot. Like, this dude absolutely is gonna shred you, you know, and he's got one of the best ultimates in the game, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Like, him being able to, every time he gets a down, reveal another enemy character on the other team. Like, Dallas is one of the better solo queue rogues. Absolutely. You know, Spotter, I've never used this perk. See enemy footprints and reveal enemies for 5 seconds. Yeah, I think this is a waste of a perk. I think somebody said that today. I mean, I'm sure it has its use, but yeah, you know, whenever I play Dallas, like, I'm going for bounce back, gunsmith, crack shot. You know, I want that armor. Like, I'm going for everything else other than the Spotter perk, you know. Of course you like Spotter, Blossom. Of course. Of course. It's the same person that likes the Ibex. Me personally, like I said, I've never used it, but like I said, I'm joking. I'm sure that it has, like, its good perks and whatnot. But, you know, Dallas is one of those rogues that's heavily slept on. His passive automatically uses, reloads his ultimate. Exactly, right? Each time he gets a down, right, it's going to recharge his ability automatically versus you having to wait. So as long as you're putting in work, you know what I'm saying? Like, you gonna kill it. You know what I mean? So, now we got to think about this. Where are we going to put Dallas? You know, would we say, you know, you can make the argument that he's S tier. You know, you can make that argument, but I'm not too sure that I'm going to put him there. So if we went down to A tier, obviously he's better than Canon. I'd say that he's better than Chock. Would you say that he's better than Anvil, though? You know, you said tattoo in a future video, tour of all my tattoos. I'll be forgetting that I got tattoos sometimes. I'm actually thinking about getting a tattoo for my birthday. My birthday's in December, so I might get another one. Let's see. So Blossom, you said Dallas high B, low A. So would you, when you say low A, would you? I mean, I definitely would put him over Canon, and I feel like I'd put him over Chock as well. But again, would we put him over Anvil though? You know, in the right hands, he's a demon, but honestly, A tier. I agree. So I think we're in agreement, you know, that he's gonna go into the A tier. You know, I feel like this is probably the best spot for him, is, you know, behind him. I would honestly put him above Chock, but I'm biased. I'm thinking the same thing. Dallas is more valuable in respawn modes. Anvil is better in demo than Dallas. I mean, Anvil too, you know, in those respawn modes. You know, but I definitely see your point. So I think Dallas can live right there. I think that's fair for him. All right. Then there's Dima. You know, I know there's a lot of people that swear by Dima, but, you know, Dima's never really, I mean, back in the day, actually, when Dima had, like, replenish, you know, Dima was pretty cold. But, you know, looking at his perks, you know, his perks complement him and his equipment. You know, Blaster, of course, he has, like, the Merv launcher. Tenacity, Energize helps him get the Merv launcher back faster. Gadgeteer, now have an epic Gadgeteer because now he has, you know, not only one grenade, like he has the impact grenade and a regular grenade. But, you know, like, I don't really care for Dima too much. It depends on the game mode that you play. Like, if you're playing Strikeout and depending on the map that you're on, you know what I mean? Like, that's where you're going to see Dima get the most use out of him. So let's see what y'all talking about. So a good Dima is oppressive. I agree. He's good, but fairly one note. Probably B tier in my opinion. Dima is easy rogue to use. That's why a lot of people like him. Absolutely. The situation he's good in, he's great. But other than that, he's just there. I agree 100%. A lot of times, like, I forget that Dima is even present in the game, depending on the game mode. Like, because if the map is so spaced out, you know, his Merv launcher isn't going to really be effective, you know. But again, if you're playing Strikeout, let's say like on like Icarus, you know what I mean? I think people hate Dima in demo, but not as valuable in respawn modes. That's another thing too, is I don't play Demolition because I don't have the patience to play. So that's something else to also consider. So you guys having more experience in demolition than I do, I definitely take that into account. So, you know, when I look at Dima though, I ain't gonna lie, like I float with him like in either of these ranges. I'd probably be comfortable putting him in B tier because, like you said, Blossom, like in the situations that he does good in, you know, he is pretty solid. His presence is going to be known. But maps that, you know, again, that are spread out, he's just there. So I throw him in B tier, to be honest with you. All right. Hey, Otto, I appreciate the follow. Thank you, homie. All right. Oh, you already know. You already know where I'm putting my boy, right? You already know Fixer is S tier. All right. It's just no question about it. Am I biased? No. All right. Maybe I'm a little bit biased. All right. But rightfully so. My man Fixer absolutely belongs in the S tier. Hey, Thrillager, I appreciate it. I appreciate F tier. Blossom, don't you play with me. You know, I mean, come on now. Look at this. You know, the thermal vision, right? Doing extra damage to those glow spots. I love this because if somebody is pushing me, I don't even really use it for sniping. The only time that I use it is if somebody throws a smoke grenade. You know, that's usually when I use it, or if somebody's pushing me, you know, I switch to, you know, my pistol. That way I can get that extra damage and, you know, drop them. And then, man, this right here, they better leave this passive alone because it didn't used to be 70%. You know what I mean? Literally anyone with a sniper is S tier by default. Fixer has the best area control in the game. Look, man, like Fixer, this passive, killer. You know, Mack, don't care. Trench, don't care. Anvil, don't care. You know what I mean? Like all these rogues that get all that additional armor that's annoying to deal with unless you got shredder rounds, doesn't have to worry about it. You know what I'm saying? And then they gave my man crack shot, epic crack shot, you know, which is very, very nice. So for my people that want to run the DMRs, you know what I mean? My people that are good with the devotion, unlike myself, I'm okay. Crack shot combined with gunsmith, you know what I mean? Like gets that additional armor. Like, come on now. There's no question that my man Fixer is S tier. All right. Then next up is Glimpse. Glimpse is next up. So again, Glimpse is another one that you don't see too often, but she has pretty good perks. You know, she's got legendary restock and legendary life drain. Also, if you get pushed, you can use the C4. Yep, that's another thing. You know, you can use the C4 with Fixer as well. So he's definitely got it all. The trade-off, though, when it comes to Glimpse is you got to be putting in work because, you know, these legendary perks is going to cost some big money. But, you know, her passive ability is very, very handy. But even her ultimate ability, you know, crouching down that way, you know, your footsteps are barely, if even heard. You know what I mean? Using camouflage at the right time, you can, you know, position yourself behind the enemy. You can, you know, if you get downed and whatnot, you know, you can use your ability to be able to crawl away. But her passive ability, Slidey, that is a very, very, very good perk, you know, very, very handy. Unless you're dealing with Ronin, but that's just one rogue, unless Ronin is got Dahlia linked to her. But again, she has some very, very solid perks. The padded steps is going to complement her using her camouflage ultimate. But really, you know, again, having legendary life drain and legendary restock, you know, epic evade again helps out when it comes to her ultimate ability. So Glimpse, again, you don't see her too often, but she is very, very valuable. Let me see what y'all got. So Blossom said Glimpse is S tier. Okay, she can be brute force and be sneaky mastermind and flip between the two at will. Absolutely, she's a bit tricky for newcomers due to her ability, but she's really good. I didn't know what padded steps really did until like a week ago. Oh man, I mean, for somebody like me, you know, I have auto sprint. You know what I mean? So I don't really care for padded steps because it just doesn't I don't use it, but I understand how valuable padded steps are, and I'm sure I've been crept up on plenty of times by somebody rolling with padded steps. So yeah, she's tricky. I think she takes skill to be able to use, but if you can figure out how to use her, like, you can absolutely cook with Glimpse. So I say Glimpse is definitely going to be S tier as well. But the asterisk is going to take skill. Same thing with Fixer as well, is going to take skill. I mean, you can even argue the same thing with Dahlia. You know, if you're not being strategic when using Dahlia, you know, you're not using her to her best ability. All right, Glitch. Glitch used to be super good. He's he's still viable right now, in my opinion. Oh, hold on, let me see what we got. I don't use Glimpse enough to know what she's like in this new meta. She's pretty cool. But like you said, you don't see her. You're not the only one that doesn't use her a lot. There's a lot of people that still don't use her. You don't see her that often. On keyboard and mouse with auto sprint, I can just walk sideways with. Oh, that's true. That's very true. That's very true. So let's look at Glitch. You know what I mean? Glitch used to be very, very solid back in the day, but he's actually got some nerfs now. He did get a buff, if I'm not mistaken, like when it came to like his hack recently. I could be wrong, I'm not too sure. I be making up stuff sometimes, but yeah, he used to have legendary bounce back, and I think he used to have epic armor, if I'm not mistaken. So Glitch used to be a tank. But now, looking at him, legendary gadgeteer, I mean, I think that's, you know, pretty handy because he is a breacher. Him being able to get like his flashbang and his Simtex grenade back a bit faster definitely helps out. Him being able to help push, right, with his ultimate, you know, so he can actually counteract Trench, Anvil, you know what I mean, those hardcore defenders and whatnot, Juke with those annoying drones, you know what I mean. So Glitch can still be viable, more so in game modes like Strikeout, those objective game modes. But you know, shotguns aren't what they used to be. If I'm not mistaken, didn't Glitch also used to have didn't he used to also have replenish like back in the day too? You know, so he's gotten nerfed a lot. You know what I mean? So let's see what y'all got. So Blossom saying D tier, Charlie, especially his U-Rock. Oh, what is it? He says, you're nuts. He's annoying for heavy until setups, but other than that, feels like he does nothing. His perks make him look better than I've ever seen him perform. People abandon certain strategies when he's on the field. Yeah, he does. You know, when you see the other team has a glitch, you know what I mean, you do have to pay attention, and you're kind of like, all right, you know, you kind of are hesitant. Like if you're playing like Runway, Trench, like automatically you feel like you're going to be useless. You know what I mean? So that is something to consider. Absolutely. But again, Glitch is another one you don't see too often. Been seeing him a bit more lately as of recently. But again, you know, he used to be absolutely better. So here we go. Let me pull up that good old tier list here. So when I look at Glitch though, I'm floating between C and D. Because he's still viable. He kind of is the same as Dima, you know, in regards to the fact that in certain situations, like Glitch's effectiveness honestly depends on the rogues that the other team picks. You know what I mean? Like, so he's highly dependent on the rogues that the other team picks. But if they're picking, you know, rogues that aren't setting down a bunch of equipment and whatnot, where does Glitch where does he fit in? Where does he help you get the win in those, you know, objective modes and whatnot? You know, if there's no Anvil on the team, if there's no Trench on the team, you know what I mean? If there's no Runway on the team putting out briefcase and trip mines everywhere. Other than that, you know, then Glitch is, you know, pretty useless. So what y'all think? I'm kind of torn between C and D tier. You probably can. I used to really like Glitch, but I'm probably. Because again, he still can be effective, so I'd be okay with putting him at C. But if people think D, you know, I definitely can see that. For example, if you pick Trench Runway without banning Glitch first, game over in rank. Oh, okay, in rank mode. Yeah, you're not wrong. You're thinking, so Blossom's thinking D tier, and then Charlie's thinking C. Thriller just said, if there's nothing to ult, Glitch has his gadgets and perks. I'd prefer Glitch over Dallas. Really? You pick Glitch over, you would rather take a Glitch on your team than Dallas? That's pretty interesting. That's interesting. I don't know. I'm torn between the two. Because I like Glitch, because I like his character and whatnot, I kind of want to throw him in the C tier just to show him some love. But I feel like he probably belongs, you know. Let me see. It would be more helpful to my team. Yeah, I mean, there are still, you know, rogues that, you know, have different gadgets and whatnot. He still can be useful. Like if there's okay. Now that I think about it, if there's a Seeker, if there's a Phantom on the other team throwing around like those sticky sensors and whatnot, Glitch can take those out as well. His ultimate also, right? Does it still make rogues put away like their ultimate ability if they're using it? So that's something to talk about. So I'd be okay with throwing him in the C tier. But people that think he belongs in D tier, I wouldn't argue with that. You know, I wouldn't argue with that. So there's still some valuableness when it comes to Glitch's ultimate ability. But where he's going to be more effective, though, again, is those rogues that are defenders and are laying down equipment and whatnot. You know what I mean? Let's see. There are 27 rogues. I believe you are limited to 3 S tier rogues and 3 D tier rogues. We'll see. Let's see where we end up. So next up is gonna be Juke. Juke, man, when she first came out, she was cooking, boy. Like I think I automatically was like, hey, she's S tier. You know, like I was automatically on that boat. But now, you know, she doesn't have bulletproof anymore. Did she used to have restock? I feel like she might have had restock. I'm wondering where my Brooklyn sweetheart Scorch is going to be placed. I'm wondering too. We gonna see where she ends up. But yeah, you know, Juke, she used to be, I mean, she's still pretty annoying to deal with. You know, when those drones go up or you don't notice, you know, as you're moving up, they can still be annoying. The thing is too, those drones force you to make a decision. You know, like you gonna have to, if you're on official Rogue Discord right now, I can share a clip that will make her instant god tier. I need to figure out how to use my Discord, or at least I need to start using it more, I should say. But I would love to be able to see what that clip is. Shoot, if you go to one of my shorts, you know what I mean? Like you'll see that she threw me off the map. But yeah, let's dive in a bit on Juke. So she has legendary Energize, which I think makes perfect sense with her having the drones and whatnot. Her being a defender, being able to get those drones back pretty quick. Gadgeteer, I mean, she has a reflector and the impact grenade. You know, it doesn't get stronger, you know, so what is it? I think it does like 50, if I'm not mistaken. So Not really scared of her impact grenades. You know what I mean? This, depending on the map that you're on, you should absolutely be aware that she has the reflector, and then the fact that she has access to SMGs LMGs and SMGs is definitely something to take into account. But you know, for what Juke used to be, for what she used to be, you know what I mean? You say you do that a lot. What you do a lot, Charlie? You talking about with the reflector or using the drones and whatnot? The reflector launching back melees and nades to kill the thrower could make her OP, but the skill needed is insane. I agree. Like if you try to do some craziness like that, yeah. You know that's gonna take a lot of skill and a lot of practice. You know what I mean? The reflector is most viable on maps with you where you could throw people. Oh yeah, man, Meltdown, Glacier, Vice. You know, I've definitely I've been on the wrong end of that reflector a lot of times. It's nice that she has armor. Blaster, I get it, but the fact that she has the impact grenade, like, you know, that impact grenade is pretty weak. So overall, like, Juke is super annoying to deal with. But from what she used to be to where she is now, you know, she used to be up here in S tier, and then she crept down to A tier. You know, they've nerfed her a bunch of times. So, you know, I'd say she's probably B tier, and she's definitely going to be better than Dima. You know what I mean? LMGs aren't as good as people make them out to be, but good. But ARs can easily compete. Absolutely, you know, absolutely. The Conviction, you know, is probably, in my opinion, the best LMG in the game. Accurate, gets better as you upgrade it. You really don't have to upgrade it as well. You know what I mean? So, but something I forgot about was her passive ability. You know what I mean? Like Firelord is mentioning. I mean, as a duelist, because of her passive and her LMG, could make her A tier to you. I can definitely see it. You know, I can definitely see her, you know, in that A tier. But just going off of what she used to have and what she used to be, like I said, I could see the argument, but I'm thinking B tier is pretty accurate for her. I'm thinking B tier is pretty accurate, you know. Depends on playstyle. If you can dodge and pull off those range shots with the Ibex, it's brittle. Oh, here we go. Y'all talking about that daggone Ibex again. Don't let Blossom brainwash you to think that the the Ibex is S tier or the best SMG in the game. All right. Next up is Kestrel. You know, Kestrel is S tier. S tier 100%. And I'm ready to make the argument why. You know, first of all, her getting that extra cash, her what is the slander against me and the Ibex, bro? Every time you mention that Ibex, just know the slander is coming. The slander is coming. Just for you, Blossom. Just for you. But yeah, you know, her passive ability, being able to get that extra cash every single time she gets downs, you know, is going to allow you to be able to upgrade your weapons and being able to buy perks pretty quick as well. You know what I mean? She has restock, which is very, very valuable. She has the legendary shredder rounds that's going to make her be able to compete even more when it comes to dealing with, you know, Trench, Anvil, all these big bodies. You know what I'm saying? I'm deleting the game if Ibex abuse becomes a thing. I got MVP with the Ibex against the same tier players. Well, to be fair, 1 game out of 3. Hey, Blossom got MVP today with the Ibex. But yeah, you know what I mean? Like, Kestrel having restock, you know, allows her to stay in the fight. Epic energized, so she's getting her Halo drones back a lot faster. Yeah, life drain, you know, still being able to get that 25 health back could be the difference, you know, especially with her being up in the fight, having access to both assault rifles and SMGs and whatnot. Like, Kestrel is an absolute beast, absolute beast. And then if Dahlia links with her, now Dahlia is building up, her cash and whatnot. So she's definitely very, very viable. I don't think there's much to say, to being how good Kestrel is. Kestrel is very, very valuable. Kestrel's she's all about the snowball in her economy. She's got good stuff, but nothing amazing. I think just the fact that, like she can be, like if you're being effective, right, putting in work with Kestrel, even if the other people on the other team are putting in work, you're going to naturally still be ahead of them. You know what I mean? As far as like the upgrades in your weapon and the perks that you have. So Kestrel is a beast. Kestrel is a beast. I really like playing Kestrel more these days. Oh man, Lancer. Man, remember the days you couldn't play a game and there was always going to be a Lancer on the other team, and then they hit her with the nerf. They hit her with the mean nerf, right? Lancer's not even scary anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, still, quick and quiet is still very effective, being able to flank the other team. But her dodge roll, when they change this to magazine fed only, you know what I mean? Like, he said, I agree with putting her in A, but you put her in S so fast. I just think Kestrel is man, Kestrel is so dope. Like I said, that snowball effect. Don't read out loud. Okay, I'm not going to read it out loud. I'm going to read it to myself. Okay. Man. All right. See, you supporting my case. Same as Fixer. Man, you got more MVPs with Fixer than Phantom and Runway? Man. Okay. But yeah, so this really hurt. Lancer. Magazine fed only. So now, like, I remember I played a game and like I used just the revolver only. I think I used the revolver on Lancer to be able to master it just because she had, that roll reload capability. But now that it only affects magazine fed weapons, you know what I mean? Like now, that kind of slows her down a little bit. And then even with her perks, like she used to have legendary life drain. That's gone. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think she used to have epic bounce back, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong on that, but I think she used to have epic bounce back. So, again, Lancer isn't scary anymore. You know what I mean? You don't have to worry about her using like the arbitrator or something crazy. You know what I mean? Don't ban me. I don't even have Fixer. You don't have Fixer unlocked, Charlie? What? Why you don't have her? Why you don't have Fixer unlocked? You gotta have Fixer unlocked, homie. I'm just messing with you. But yeah, Lancer, she isn't scary anymore. I think she can still be effective. Using like the best guns or the guns that's in the meta, like using the Knight. That hits pretty hard and whatnot. But outside of that, I feel like Lancer is kind of just middle of the pack now. So I'd say I'd probably honestly, you could float between B and C, to be honest with you, when it comes to Lancer. What y'all think? I'm trying to be nice. I'm trying to be nice, but she had Stalker, Shredder Rounds, Resupply, Quick Hands, Energize, Padded Steps, Evade, and Life Train. Yeah, she's got some stuff. Yeah, she's got some, she's got some stuff that helps, but she used to just be so much better. She used to be so much better. If I was to put her in C tier, I mean, honestly, you could say that Glitch is more valuable than Lancer. You know what I mean? Like, would you rather have a Dima and Juke on your team? Like, would you rather have Glitch, Dima, and Juke on your team other than Lancer? I'd probably say yeah. You know, the reason I don't buy all the rogues is to leave a challenge for myself, plus avoiding annoying contracts. That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and throw Lancer in the C tier. I'm gonna throw her in the C tier. All right. Next is Mack. For whatever reason, I know Mack is super, super good, but I cannot use Mack to save my life. I always have like a subpar game whenever I play with Mack. You know what I mean? But let's take a look at him. So first of all, he still has that good passive ability. He has the light bomb. I barely use. So C tier. Lancer, hold up. Lancer used to give me the heebie-jeebies, but now when I see it it's like, nah, same. It's just like, who cares? You know what I mean? Who cares? So yeah, I agree. She's S tier. Mack, you still gotta worry about Mack. The fact that he's gonna start the game with that additional 25 armor and be able to get that 25 armor back is still an issue. You know what I mean? He's tanked up. He's got legendary tenacity. He's got epic bounce back. He's got epic bulletproof. So he's still pretty tanky. You know what I mean? He used to have, what was it? He used to have restock. So he does have rare nimble hands that helps him out. But if he still had restock, he'd be pretty hard to deal with. You know what I mean? Do I play with subs? Yeah, Dino. I was playing with subs today, actually. Each time I stream, I play with you guys. Light bomb is good in objective-based games, not that useful. Even in objective-based games, like, I see the light bomb, I just get behind a wall. You know what I mean? Like, I just get behind a wall. I don't even worry. If I get hit by the light bomb, I'm surprised. Like, I'm like, oh, I wasn't paying attention. You know what I mean? But Mack used to be very, very scary. But he's not so scary anymore. Like, one, you don't run into a lot of Macks anymore. But two, they're not hard to deal with, because he's not super tanky like he used to be. So, Mack, I think still in the right hands, you know what I mean? Still in the right hands, he can be a killer. Yeah, look at that. He had legendary restock and crack shot. You know what I mean? Like, come on now. That time spent behind the wall equals time not spent on the objective. That's very true. I will buy that. You are not lying about that. You still have to, I think you still have to respect, Mack players. I think you still got to respect them, and if somebody is good, Mack can still hang in there with the best of them, you know what I mean, when it comes to, again, him just being tanky and whatnot, having access to the LMGs and the submachine gun. So I'm floating between, but he is kind of like, you know what I mean? He's just missing the cheese. Yeah, he's missing the cheese. Legendary restock and crack shot. The developers deserve to go to jail for that. I mean, you can make the argument for A tier, but I'm gonna agree with you on this one, Blossom, that he's in the B tier. I'd put him over Dima, and I'd honestly put him over Juke as well. Like I said, he gets that extra armor. You know what I mean? He has bulletproof, so he's more of a tank than Juke. Juke has her uses and whatnot. But I'm gonna say Mack is B tier, but I'm gonna say he is definitely better than Dima, and I'd put him better than Juke as well. All right, let's keep this thing rolling. Oh, that's the wrong one. Doop, 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 doop. Oh, I'm already on here. Man, I'm getting tired. All right, Phantom. Blossom. This is where she goes. I'm just messing with you. I'm just messing with you. You know, a sniper, skill base, right? Not only is she a sniper, but she also has assault rifles as well. And I'm going to tell you exactly why she's S tier. Exactly why she's S tier. All right, here we go. The nano smoke grenade, for one, right? It doesn't only have to be used to be able to reveal. You can also use it as a means to be able to escape, right? This right here, this is one of my favorite passive abilities in the game. Grievous wounds. Damaging an enemy delays their health regeneration. This, once you do damage to a person, that health regen takes a bit longer, giving you an opportunity to be able to push them. If they were to go into cover, you know what I mean, you can throw the grenade at them. You know what I'm saying? Like, Phantom is S tier by default from a sniper alone, but her perks and ARs make her super versatile. SS++. Grievous wounds makes her very useful in block pathways. Absolutely. You're talking about with when it comes to the nano smoke and whatnot, but also the sticky sensors. You know, she's annoying to deal with because she's going to be putting out those sticky sensors, revealing the enemy team. She has a sniper, right? So it takes skill to be able to use a sniper. So, you know, by default, if you got somebody, we've all ran into that sniper that is absolutely wrecking your life. You know what I mean? Like, that's something to take into account. But here's the thing too, if you're not having such a good game, you know what I mean, when it comes to sniping and whatnot, you can switch over to an assault rifle, right? You can switch right over to an assault rifle and put in that work. And then, not to mention her perks: legendary life drain, legendary shredder rounds if you need them, and then epic crack shot as well, the tracker rounds to help reveal the enemy team. Like, her perks super solid. You know what I mean? You gotta throw her in the S tier. She's too valuable. You know what I mean? Let me see. Oh, Mana then popped in here. What up? All the way in Puerto Rico. Useless in battle zone and on the contrary. I forgot all about battle zone. I forgot all about that. Blossom, you value the nano smoke more? Yeah, for your playstyle, I can see that. Once she's stuck. Wait, what? Oh my god. Had to ask my friend to shoot my back. Dino, you said, well, will I be playing after I finish rating? So I played earlier, so I won't be playing after we do the tier list, but I might be on tomorrow. So maybe we might be able to catch you tomorrow and run some games, homie. But yeah. I'm throwing her, you know, we don't talk about battle zone. Yeah, you know, we putting her in S tier. There's no question about it. All right, Ronin. All right, so I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm thinking A tier, but I'm willing to entertain arguments for S tier. But my mind automatically goes to Jakir said, I don't believe it. Lancer C. Oh man, you gotta go back, you know, to the beginning when we talked about Lancer. She's kind of like right now, you know what I mean. But who we talking about? We talking about Ronin, you know. So, woo boy, that passive ability, being immune, you know, to being revealed by enemy radar. Like, first of all, she can do whatever she wants. You can use whatever weapon you want. You don't have to worry about, you know, being revealed on radar. Dallas ain't touching her. Sticky sensors ain't touching her. You know what I mean? Talon's dart ain't touching her, which makes her very, very valuable and somebody that you have to be aware of all the time. You got to be thinking, like, when there's a Ronin on the other team and they're good, the whole match, you're like, all right, where's the Ronin at? Has anybody seen the Ronin? You know what I mean? Because she can pop up on you at any time. And then the ballistic knife, that's something to be aware of as well. You know what I mean? We all know. We've been there or we've done it. You're shooting at somebody, they take cover, you throw the ballistic knife towards their feet around the cover and you shoot it, blow them out. You know what I mean? Her passive is wet dream for people who like to flank. Absolutely. Absolutely. I love the flank, you know, so I'm in that category. You know what I mean? But yeah, you know, her ability, you know, that passive ability just gives her that free roam capability. You know what I'm saying? And then you look at her perks, you know, legendary bounce back because she's a duelist. She needs to stay in the fight. You know, she has epic gunsmith. She's got shredder rounds if needed. Once again, having that blaster is going to help out with the ballistic knife. And she also has grenades, so that's a plus as well. Has nimble hands, epic nimble hands at that. So getting that increased reload and weapon swap up to 30% is a big deal for Ronin. So she's got to have something to be able to stay in the fight. If she had replenish, oh yeah, she's a S tier right off the back if she had replenish. But yeah, you know, Ronin, she's always been a solid rogue. You know what I mean? Like she's always been super solid. So her passive would be good if she had padded steps. Oh, you know, then that's just when you crouch. You know, you just crouch. She see Blossom, no, unless we pull in our technique. Mana, you missed yesterday. We got a new spot. Not on that map, but we got a new map, I guess I should say, where we can run that strat as well. And then she's got rare energize, like you said, fire to be able to get that ballistic knife back a lot quicker as well, or a little bit quicker, I should say. So yeah, you know, Ronin's always been super solid. You know what I mean? I definitely, you know, she hasn't had that thing. She hasn't had, what is it? A buff that's put her in S tier. So I'd say that she's A tier. So I'm definitely taking her over Canon. Honestly, I'm taking her over Chock as well. Probably wouldn't take her over, you know, I probably wouldn't put her better than Dallas and Anvil, just for the simple fact that Dallas, right, he's able to get those. When he gets those downs, you're rewarded for it. Your team is rewarded for it by revealing the other, you know, somebody on the other team. And then again, Anvil, right, able to block off those points, like really help you seal the deal, seal the win, and force the enemy team to move or take certain routes and whatnot. So, well, when we get home, oh, we gonna teach you. Blossom came up with it. I can't even take credit for it. Blossom came up with it. It's on what was it? Breach. It's on Breach. Charles Angel. I run her often in extraction, quick play. There's no escape from the ballistic knife. Yeah, I mean, even in TDM and strikeout, like super effective with the ballistic knife. Runway. Do we gotta talk about this one for a long time? She's going in the S tier. All right, she's going in the S tier. Blossom says she's a sniper, so automatic S tier, but probably middle S tier, not as good as Phantom or Glimpse. So that's right. I didn't make this adjustment. So I'd put Phantom, you know, ahead of Kestrel. Honestly, I'd probably put Phantom ahead of Glimpse as well. For Runway, all right, so let me see. You said in the middle, not as good as Phantom or Glimpse, but not as bad as Kestrel or Fixer. The word bad and Fixer does not go in the same sentence. We got to talk about the old KGB Russian spy. Yeah. So, you know, Runway, very, 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 very useful. You know, you always appreciate a Runway on your team because of that daggone briefcase. You know, if you're doing like us, you know, pulling off the strat where you're camping and whatnot, that briefcase comes in handy. But also, like, if you're killing it, you know what I mean? Like, you're running out of ammo and whatnot, you can go ahead and pull from the briefcase, or you can pull from the briefcase preemptively. You know what I mean? Automatically get that infinite ammo. But that passive, that passive, so she doesn't have to worry about the burden that other snipers have to worry about, or the other two. I'm saying it like there's a bajillion in the game, but the other snipers, if they get rushed, they're pulling out a pistol. You rush Runway, she got an assault rifle waiting on you. You know what I mean? So that distance control, her being able to control that long range with her sniper, as well as being able to control that medium to close range when it comes to her having the assault rifle. So Energize, getting the briefcase back a lot faster. Gunsmith, right? Increasing the magazine size and fall off ranges. Helping Hand, being able to pick people up a lot faster. Epic Helping Hand. Quick Hand is going to help her reload, allow her to reload while sprinting as well. Get that extra armor, you know. Skill based rogue, probably doesn't take as much skill as Phantom and Fixer, but come on now. To be fair, Phantom and Fixer can shred with pistols. Absolutely, absolutely. That is very, very true. She has the most OP passive: thermal vision for Fixer and crack shot, and then shredder for Phantom. Yeah, absolutely. So that's going to make their pistols a lot better. You know what I mean? But again, having an assault rifle, like, I think anybody's gonna take an assault rifle like over a pistol. Well, I don't know. I am talking to Blossom. Blossom does do work with his pistols, but yeah, I'm definitely gonna say that she's better than Kestrel. Honestly, again, Glimpse is skill based, so if somebody is very skilled with Glimpse, you know, you can. I mean, I'm good to go either way. You know what I'm saying? I'm good with going either way with this. So I think she belongs right there. All right, Saint. Oh, wait. What does what mean? What did I say? I don't know. I'm getting tired, so I'm probably saying all kinds of stuff. I don't even know what I'm saying. Remember, she used to have trip mines and Semtex? Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, what did I say, Blossom? I don't even know. I don't even know what I said. All right, we're just gonna, whatever it was, just pretend like I didn't say it. Whatever it was. Saint though, Saint's that rogue that you appreciate. Oh yeah, you be doing work with the pistols, man. You can make the argument for pistols. You be putting in work with the pistols, man. Yeah, giving you a compliment, bro. It was a compliment. All right, Saint. Okay, ain't nobody dying. Ain't nobody dying, right? But you got to use Saint the right way. You got to go pistol only for a while. Pick up weapons off the ground. Come on. Helping Hand right off the bat. Helping Hand and Lifeline. Energize to be able to get the drone back faster. Okay, and 10% cooldown with Rare Gadgeteer for that good old regeneration field. You know what I mean? Like, come on. He's able to kill people and keep your people alive. So very, very valuable in game mode like Strikeout. You know what I'm saying? Saint's like a friend that you know will always be there for you. The only thing is, when you got that Saint on your team and they ain't used the drone, you know, not one time, that's when that's when you got a problem, you know. But when you got a good Saint, you're good to go. So I gotta put Saint in the S tier, bro. I gotta say Saint is S tier. You know, not as good. You said Saint is not as good as Dahlia since drone takes too long, but he good. Easy A. I mean, yeah, you can definitely immediately say A. But you know, again, that think about when you are going against a team and you're getting downs and the Saint is just on it. You know, medic on the scene, as I like to say. Saint can be a nuisance. Or you play against a Saint that is very good at, like, killing. Man, let's save some people. Shooting. Whatever works. Absolutely, right? So, yeah, I'd say that he's S tier. You know, I'd definitely say a good... if you have a Saint and a Kestrel that has the same skill level, I'm putting Saint over him, just over the Kestrel, just because of that ability to be able to keep people alive. Same thing, I'd say that for Runway as well. And whoo boy, you know, I'm valuing a Saint. I'm valuing a good Saint player over a good Glimpse. You know what I mean? Like, ooh, that's a good point, Fire Lord. At least the drone can cover the entire map. Absolutely, Dahlia is restricted to that 30 meters. That is something to be aware of. Like, all right, can people shoot the drone? Absolutely, but when you have lifeline and helping hand, what is the res time? What is it, like 2.5 or 3 seconds? Something ridiculous, you know. So Saint is very, very, very valuable. Very valuable. I think we all can agree that, you know, Saint is a viable rogue, especially when the person knows how to play them. All right, Scorch is another one. You know what she used to be, absolutely insane. Used to be scared. She's another one. I kind of put her in the same realm as Seeker. You know, when you see a Scorch on the other team, you kind of like, okay, they run the Scorch. All right. You know, you kind of got your eye on them and whatnot. But, you know, she's kind of, I think she's kind of slept on. You know, I'll say that. Like, legendary tenacity, legendary bounce back, epic armor, right? So she's a little tank in her own right. You know what I mean? She's actually a tank in her own right. I think she used to have replenish back in the day, if I'm not mistaken. You know, quick hands. She's got the shredder rounds. They're only rare, but it helps her out. Volatile, right? Increasing potency of damage over time. So that's talking about the overheat. All right. Which is definitely very good. Getting that extra damage. Being immune to fire is very good too. You know, throwing that incendiary grenade and being able to push and not having to worry about anything. EMP grenade, being able to, you know, bust up some equipment before making that push. Very, very, very viable. Then Rosie. People sleep on this. You upgrade that, you can absolutely wreck people's lives. So Scorch, you don't see her too often, but I think Scorch is, you know, pretty good. So let me see what y'all got in here. So Scorch is good. A tier, very hard to kill, extra damage, free melee. Sure, you can't throw it, but you don't need to. Absolutely. All right, fire and EMP gives plenty of tactical options. Like Scorch, not OP, certainly good. I agree. You know, so I think it's fair to throw Scorch, you know, in the A tier. And I'd say she belongs right here. You know, I'd say she belongs right there at the end. All right. Next, we got Seeker. All right, the one, our running joke that we have, you know, you don't see them that often, but when you do, you know they can play. You know they coming to bring it, right? So Seeker is one of those, like, when you look at him, like on paper, you're like, why don't people play with him that often? You know what I mean? So the arrow being able to reveal the enemy team, like whoever's in the flight path, you know what I'm saying? Seeker SS plus. I never see any bad, so he has to be good. I don't know about SS plus, but there, you know, like I said, our running joke, like when you happen to see a Seeker, they are bringing it. You know what I mean? So being able to reveal people with his arrows, ricochet, projectiles deal two times damage when bounced. You know, him having access to the bounce grenade automatically is going to give him that bounce. This is what makes him super, super annoying, is the sticky sensor. And he has access to assault rifles and DMR. So him having legendary crack shot, you know what I mean? Like, woo, boy, somebody using like a devotion, any of those DMRs, he's going to hit you like a truck. You know, epic life drain. So, you know, each time he downs, somebody's getting that 35 health back. Lifeline is out there for him too, so he's able to pick up his teammates a lot faster and be a little bit harder to kill when it comes to armor. So, you know, the Seeker's a demon if they got the Rambo skin. You not lying. If they got the Rambo skin, they bringing it. They are bringing it. They don't have it on display. Yeah, if they got the Rambo skin, They beast. That's another thing too. I swear certain skins tell you the skill level of the player as well. I think Seeker is just one of those characters you can't just pick up and play. Kind of like what I said about Talon. You know what I mean? So where are we at with Seeker? I think he's. I mean, I think you probably gotta say that he's A tier. You know, I think you gotta say that he's A tier. To be completely honest with you, and I'd say I'd probably put him ahead of Scorch. I'd even put him ahead of Canon as well. I'd even put him in Blossom SS plus for the 5 Seeker players in the Rogue Company community. I'm actually not kidding. I'm scared of him. Look, you take note when a Seeker, when there's a Seeker player on the other team. You know, you thinking about it. Absolutely. A tier. He got too much to value to be anything less, to be honest. Yeah, I agree. You know, I think he's just one of those skill-based rogues. Absolutely. All right. Next up is Sigrid, the one that we don't see too often, but we all agree that Sigrid has the capability to be a tank. You know, legendary life drain, legendary bulletproof, epic tenacity, energized, so to be able to get her shield back faster, and she's got rare armor. She a tank. She's a tank. You know what I mean? Yeah, the ballistic shield, and then athletic, immune to slowing effects, and move faster. Does that apply to like what, the tear gas and Trencher's barbed wire? Is that what her ability applies to? Like when it talks about slowing effects, things that slow you down? Yeah? Okay. That's what I thought. Yeah. Can be useful. I mean, she is a breacher, so I guess it makes sense, you know, to have some sort of passive ability like that. Sigrid is hot. Oh, hit or miss for me when I'm on literally destroy people with her. Yeah, I mean, even when I've ran into a Sigrid, you know, like, and they can switch between that shield, you know, back and forth and whatnot, give you something to think about. She can be a headache. She can be a headache. I personally, I like Sigrid, but I feel like she struggles. You said my Sigrid is F tier. Most Sigrids I fight are A or B. She's a free win 1v1. Yeah, you know, you gotta stick her with the grenade, you know, to have like a real good chance. But these perks, man, these perks make her dangerous, you know, makes her very, very dangerous. So, said A or B tier. Yeah, I'm thinking the same thing, A or B. Honestly, I'm probably gonna go B tier. Definitely better than Dima, but that's where I probably would stop. You know, I'd rather have Juke than Sigrid, even though on paper Sigrid is better, right? She does take some skill. I do take that into account, Fire Lord. There is a skill gap. Like, you ain't just going, you know, because you got to know when the right time is to use the shield and all that good stuff. So, yeah, I'd agree. I'd agree with that. So by that, you know, by that logic, then maybe we can put her above Juke. But I don't know about putting her above Mack. You know, I don't know about that. So, I'll leave her at B tier. I think that's cool. All right, next up is Switchblade. Switchblade was pretty dope when she first came out. She was pretty dope. She has restock. She has epic bulletproof, so she's a little hard to kill. You know what I mean? You said, I don't know if she can go B with those perks in her ultimate. So many. You know what? You right. You right. I can see the argument to move her up to A tier. the right skill, Sigrid can be absolutely dangerous. So I can roll with that. And then for Switchblade, yeah, going back to Switchblade. So restock, very, very valuable, right? Epic bulletproof, you know what I mean? Gonna be a little bit harder to kill. Got gunsmith, so it's gonna increase, that fall off range as well as the magazine. She has rare life drain, so gonna get some health back, Switchblade, you don't see her that often. You don't see her that often anymore, like you used to. But she still got the rocket launcher, that's still super scary. Super scary. Her passive ability, once she uses a gadget or ability, being able to move fast. Blossom's real famous for like just tossing the flashbang right off the bat. That way he can, get to a location a lot faster. So there is some strategy that comes into play there. But Switchblade, I kind of look at her kind of like a better Lancer. Like she has access to SMGs and assault rifles in her case, but you're not really scared of her like you used to be. What y'all got? Let's see. Switchblade is it's high A, very good. If I had to main someone other than Phantom, it would be Switchblade, but she does have counters. A mix of good and meh perks. She can reach positions faster with her passive. Just don't blind your team. AR and SMGs are versatile, and Chaos Launcher is good. Area denial, absolutely. Or for even breaching, right? Making a push. So yeah, I can see her being in the A tier realm. I definitely would put her over Sigrid. Personally, I'd say that she's more valuable than Scorch. Even Canon. Yeah, I feel like that's where she would belong. All right, Talon. Talon's the other one that we scared of, right? You don't see him that often, but when you do, that team is bringing it. They bringing it. So the radar dart is probably his most effective tool, right? Most effective tool, being able to reveal the other team. But the thing about the radar dart is it's very easy to spot. Very easy to spot and take out. The mag glove is very useful. You down somebody or somebody gets down like way far out, you're able to pick up their weapon and keep it pushing. Skill-based rogue, he has access to SMGs as well as DMRs, but he also has, C4 and flashbang, so he can be very, very annoying. His perks, he has legendary life drain, he has legendary nimble hands, he's got epic crack shot, so which is going to help him out when using the DMRs, and he's got that additional 25 armor that makes him a little tough to kill. So I think we put Talon, if we're going by the same logic when it comes to Seeker, I think we got to put him right there beside him, to be honest with you. All right. Oh, man, Trench. Trench has come a long way. Talon's the only rogue I don't buy a primary weapon for the entire game, because you can pick him up. Good on any map with DMRs and SMGs. Mag is not amazing, but not worthless. Good perks. Yeah, and, Talon, he has the advantage of being able to control medium to long range with the assault rifle, or excuse me, with the DMRs. And then if depending on the map, playing up close, can use the SMGs. So let's talk about Trench. We almost done here. Very, 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 very slept on. Back in the day, yeah, immediately would have been thrown, right? He would have been tossed in the F tier, F or D tier. But now you're starting to see Trench more often, and you kind of Trench, when there's a Trench on the other team, they're either bad or they're very good. There is no in between. There is no okay Trenches. You either gonna wreck them or they gonna wreck you. You know what I mean? The sheer amount of FU in his kit is insane. Only thing he's missing is tenacity. So right? The barbed wire, right? Cooldown, like 20-second cooldown. It seems like when I play trench, I always got barbed wire. It's always ready to go. And then gadget up, carry a second copy of your gadget. That's why he able to put down so many of these. Because he doubling up on them. Because the meta now where gadgets and abilities reload quicker. Okay, so yeah, I'm with you. It made him more valuable. You know, made him way more valuable. You know, when there's a trench on another team, there's like a bajillion of these. Protecting, you know, strike out, playing High Castle Omega, right? Like, very, very hard to deal with. This the first thing you think about when there's a trench on the other team. When he gonna get that damn armor. Right? Because you already know you in for a fight when it comes to playing with him. Energized, like, really? Like, now he's really getting the barbed wire back even faster, right? So being able to cut off points, him having those maps that work in his favor with the invisible barbed wire, what you gonna do about it? You know what I mean? He may not have any way to win fights than take them directly, but he forces you to fight him directly. Absolutely. You know, I played a game against Trench today. The entire map was covered in bar. Exactly. Now you looking at the ground, you punching the ground, you're trying to knock off the barbed wire. At least a bajillion of those, right? But also, you know, how about when you're fighting somebody as Trench and then they get in the cover and then you like, oh, okay, and you throw the barbed wire. Now it forces them out of cover, and guess what? Oh, okay, I got something for you. You know, so Trench may not be the most appealing rogue, but he gonna make you work. He's gonna make you work. You know what I mean? And you are rewarded. You are rewarded tremendously, you know, for putting in work with Trench. So never thought I'd say this, but Trench is S tier. Trench is S tier. He is very valuable, you know, and if you ain't got a glitch on your team, good luck. All right. Umbra. Another one, you don't see him too often, but Umbra is solid. You know what I'm saying? Umbra is very, very solid. You know, so his ability, the spider drone, make you run for your life every time you hear him coming. You already know what time it is, right? And then his passive ability, which I really like, you know, you add on to your max health by not only downing the enemy, but also if you assist in downing them too. Which is very, very helpful for him being a duelist. Okay. Him and Chock are the only ones that have life drain and replenish, right? Only ones that have life drain and replenish. So that's a big deal. Legendary crack shot helps out, you know, whether you're using SMGs or you're using the DMRs. Same thing with Gunsmith is going to help you out too. You know, man, y'all better stop. I told y'all about showing me that daggone combat knife. Y'all keep playing. But yeah, SMGs and DMRs, you know what I mean? Bounce grenade, tear gas, flush out the enemy. You know, ability is a bit of a trap, but does force movement. Good perks and replenish life. Oh, wait a minute, where am I at? Oh, life drain, padded, steps, and stalker. Crack shot is nuts. Tear is also really good if you know how to use it. Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, so... okay, I thought I missed something, but yeah, super solid. I'd probably, you know, he's definitely A tier, because of his similarities with Chock, right? We automatically kind of gotta get up here with it, but I'd honestly say that he's better than Chock. You know, I think just because of his equipment, you know, him having epic crack shot, him being able to control the distance, right? Chock is only limited to close range engagements, you know, with the SMGs and shotguns, versus Umbra has a bit more versatility as well. Umbra is basically Mack when he was first introduced. Yes, he absolutely was. He was basically Mack when he was first introduced. His ultimate is more valuable in demolition than respawn modes, but replenish, life drain, passive makes him really good in respawn. Yeah. Chock is only brute force, but Umbra has options. Yep, so we're all on the same page. I agree. I definitely agree. All right, the newest rogue, Vivi or Rhodey, whichever one you want to call her. Okay, I haven't played her that much, but I definitely know where she has her values where she's good, you know. So stage presence, very, very good. It's always nice to get that night, you know, get that boost when you're not expecting it. This passive ability, I still have no use for it, you know, or not no use for it. I think I can still live without it, you know. I thought it looked cool in the trailer and whatnot, but I prefer to roll. Honestly, I prefer to roll, but that's probably her biggest knock, in my opinion, is her passive ability. Other than that, right? She's like another Saint. Her ult is like a baby Chock. Yeah, you know, but everybody get to eat off of it. Haven't played her outside of limited special perks mode, so yeah, you know, like again, she reminds me a lot of Saint, you know. So getting helping hand, getting lifeline. I run the pistol first, you know, pistol only first, and then what is it? Having the regeneration field, so very, very good support character. Having access to assault rifles as well as the SMGs. So you know, she's getting up in there in the fight, but she has the ability to be in the fight as well as pick up, you know, teammates and keep them alive as well. So I don't think that she is as valuable as Saint, but she is definitely a valuable rogue. Vivi is a boost for her team is nuts, fast res, overheal. ARs, SMGs means she's super reliable, can hold her own, but not oppressive. EMP lets her break stuff or turn off abilities. Absolutely, you know. So I'd say that, yeah, you know, she is not as good as Saint to put her up here, you know. But based off of what she brings to the fight, you know, she definitely is A tier, for sure. So what she brings to the fight, you know, I'm jumping the line right with them right off the bat. You know, you know, the fact that where would you put it? Where do you think? Middle? So okay, so I'm seeing Blossom saying middle. I mean, I'm probably here with it. You know, I'm probably here with it. I mean, could she be more valuable, you know, than Chock? Probably in the right hands. You know what I mean? Vivi is a support that can play like a duelist. Absolutely, because of her weapons and whatnot. So with that into account, I think that, you know, there is some skill taken. There's some strategy that, you know, you need to have when it comes to playing Vivi. Again, duelist that plays like a support, or excuse me, a support that plays like a duelist, like you said, Blossom. So honestly, you know, you can probably make the argument that she belongs, you know, up here, to be completely honest with you. I'd rather have a Vivi than have a Dallas, you know. Depending on the game mode, honestly, I'd probably rather have Vivi than Anvil, but I feel like you can argue either one, to be honest with you. And then last but not least, Vi, another one that is super solid, you know. Vi's another one too. When you see Vi, you like, oh, we in for a fight. You know, I ain't never ran into a bad, I ain't gonna say never, but I don't often run into bad Vi's, you know. The fact that she has the incendiary grenade, she can flush you out, along with using her vile poison as well. You know what I mean? So she has the ability to be able to trap you, right? Good defender, but also can play that duelist role. She can hang in there. The buff that they gave to her passive, now the leeching rounds don't depend solely on the vile poison. The reptile of rogue company, you know, her leeching rounds doesn't depend solely on the vile poison anymore. Now, if you just do damage, even with firearms, that's where you get the health back. So she is constantly, if you're putting in work, you're constantly adding on to your max health, making you harder to kill. And she's also a little tanky, so she has legendary bulletproof, and she's got epic bounce back, so getting that health back a little bit faster. She also has epic tenacity, right? So melee weapons and explosives not going to really hurt her that much. And then having Gadgeteer being able to get access back to that tear gas and incendiary grenades. So she used to have replenish. I wish she still had it, because that's what made her super beast. Made her really dangerous. Has access to assault rifles as well as shotguns. So she has the option to go medium to long range primary focus, as well as being able to use the shotguns. So Vi is super good. Super good. I really like playing Vi. I always come back to Vi every once in a while. So now you're talking about a defender, okay? Defender with some support capabilities that can also play the duelist role. Versatile, right? So she can go into that defensive posture. Can't really lock down things as much because the vile poison goes away. But it does make you think, and everybody cares about their max health, so you ain't running, just like, all right, I don't care about the vile poison and running through it. I think you got to put her. I'm thinking that she's either the leader of the A tier, or you put her in S tier. What y'all think? Do we put her in the S tier? I'm okay with putting her in either one. But I'm thinking S tier is probably where she belongs. Let's see. Almost never see vibe, but she's super good. High A, mid S. The amount of area denial is insane. Yeah, between the vile poison as well as the incendiary grenades, the leader of A. I'm thinking, yeah. I can rock with that. I can definitely rock with that. I can definitely go with that. Either one is pretty solid. So there it is. With y'all help, there it is. You said, I think this tier list goes to show that the rogues are pretty balanced overall. Yeah, not only are they overall pretty balanced, but now it takes into account strategy and skill. I think skill really represents or helps represent a lot of rogues as well. You know what I mean? But yeah, and I think that's what the developers are going for. Well, whoever is running things now for Rogue Company, I think that's what they are going for. Is they're first trying to balance the game out. Once things are balanced out between the weapons and the rogue's abilities, then maybe then they'll focus on the gameplay. You know what I mean? Like, then they'll probably focus on adding in more game modes and making the game more fun. So I think that's just where their focus is, which makes sense. You can't really make the game fun if there's characters that are busted up and whatnot. So I can see their logic in doing it. I think what our community wants, though, y'all got to get on it. Let's move with this. And I don't think it's from a unappreciative standpoint. I think it's because we all know how good this game can be, right? So it's just us having support for this game that is kind of got us like in that, all right, y'all, come on, like, let's, we telling you what we want, let's make it happen. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's where we're at. Let me see. This list is wrong. Phantom need to go up 400 tiers. That's what I would expect from you, Blossom. That's what I expect from you. So I think they've accomplished that goal of balancing things out. I think that's what they were going for, was trying to balance the game out. Hopefully they're done, because they've been touching a lot of weapons and stuff like that lately. So hopefully they're done and they can now shift their focus, or soon shift their focus into, now let's make the game fun. Let's make the game fun. My bad, Blossom, you got hit with the ads. Yeah, so hopefully now they're focused on making the game fun. You feel like you missed the entire speech, don't worry, it'll go up on YouTube, I promise. So that's what my hopes are, is that they are going to focus on now making the game fun, take into account like the game modes that we want, you know, making the leaderboards better, making ranked better, you know, again, just making the game overall fun, you know, I think can be accomplished now. But that's the tier list, you know. Like I said, this video will go up on YouTube, so appreciate all you guys helping out and whatnot. And so for the people that are going to be seeing this on YouTube soon, you know, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Did we get it right? Did we get it wrong? You know, did we not show enough love to your rogue? Did we show too much love for any of the other rogues? But I think we, you know, had a nice discussion, you know what I mean, of, all right, why are we putting them there? We didn't just throw them there without some sort of explanation. So if you got a different justification or a different explanation that will affect where they go, by all means, throw it in the comment section. I'm always all ears to listen, you know what I'm saying? So let's see, you said, honestly, the most underrated part of Rogue Company is the lore. The game lore is actually insane. Yeah, it really is. How many times have you heard people like, you know, we talk about the servers and all this stuff, but guess what? We keep booting this game up. We keep on playing, but look how much fun we keep on having when we play this game. You know, so I think that's proof there's something there. There is something there, you know, and we just got to put it over the edge. You know what I'm saying? Just got to put it over the edge. And so hopefully the developers are ready to do that, but we're still waiting on news for a new battle pass or some new content and stuff like that. So there's the little things that they gotta shape up, you know, but I think they can get there as long as we keep on, you know, playing, as long as there's players still accessing the servers, people still enjoying it, them still giving us content and whatnot, the game still being fun where it's at. I think, you know, the sky is the limit for the game. They just got to get there. But I'm going to get off my soapbox now because I can keep on talking. Blossom, you said it's 110 there. Man, it's 210 where I'm at. Let me see. Oh, hold up, Thriller. But I feel your list is mostly accurate, not to nitpick at the order within the tiers or anything like that. Yeah, you know. Yeah, I think it's a pretty fair list. I got no issues where everybody's at. So I think it's good. I think we got it right. So this was fun. Hopefully we can do something like this again. Maybe we'll do the weapons next, and then we'll do the gadgets and whatnot. So yeah, that's gonna be it. I think we all need to go ahead and get some rest. This was a very fun night. This is actually the longest stream that I've ever done. It says 4 hours and 10 minutes. Longest stream ever. So it was a good time, y'all. Y'all have a good night, and I'm gonna catch you guys on the next one. Peace. Let me up. I'm gone, boy. I'm out of there. I'm probably about to die though. Or not. Oh man, smoke screen. Hold up. Oh, I'm out of there. Wait a minute. I'm gone.